For a moment, picture the surface of Mars. Endless red dust stretching beneath a cold, silent sky. Thin winds drifting across empty plains where no human has ever walked. Then suddenly, something cuts across the darkness above. A glowing streak. Long, bright, and strangely perfect. Not like a random meteor. Not like a normal star. Something that instantly makes you wonder if humanity has finally seen evidence of intelligence beyond Earth. The image came from one of NASA's most advanced explorers, the Perseverance rover. Online, people weren't calling it just another space photograph. To many, it looked like a mystery hiding in plain sight. A luminous cylindrical trail hanging over the Martian horizon captured by a rover whose mission is to search for clues of ancient life. At first glance, it seemed impossible to explain. Too sharp to ignore. Too unusual to dismiss. Social media exploded almost immediately. Some claimed it was an alien craft. Others believed it could be a probe from another civilization silently passing through our solar system. But the truth behind the image turned out to be far more complicated and, in some ways, even more fascinating. The object responsible for the strange streak was known as 3I, Atlas, only the third confirmed interstellar object ever observed entering our solar system. In October 2025, it passed relatively close to Mars on a cosmic scale, giving scientists a rare opportunity to study a visitor from another star system. To understand how extraordinary that is, imagine an object wandering through the darkness between stars for billions of years before briefly crossing paths with humanity. That's what makes interstellar objects so important. They are ancient travelers carrying information from places we may never reach ourselves. When Perseverance photographed 3I, Atlas, the object was still tens of millions of kilometers away. Far beyond the distance between Earth and the Moon. At that range, the rover's camera could barely detect it at all. NASA scientists had to combine hundreds of long exposure images over several minutes just to capture enough light. There was one problem. During that time, 3I, ATLAS was moving through space at incredible speed, faster than 220,000 kilometers per hour. As the camera gathered light, the object continued racing across the sky. The result was a stretched, glowing trail created by motion blur. In other words, the mysterious cylinder wasn't a giant spacecraft hovering over Mars. It was an optical effect caused by distance, exposure time, and extreme velocity. But that doesn't mean the mystery ends there. Because while the image itself has a scientific explanation, the object behind it remains one of the strangest discoveries astronomers have ever studied. Interstellar objects are incredibly rare. Before 3I, Atlas, humanity had only confirmed two others. The first appeared in 2017 and was named 1I, Oumuamua. Unlike ordinary asteroids or comets, it behaved in ways scientists struggled to explain. It appeared unusually elongated and showed unexpected acceleration while leaving the solar system. Some researchers proposed natural explanations, while others, including Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb, suggested the possibility that it could have been artificial. Then came 2I, Borisov in 2019, a more traditional interstellar comet complete with visible gas and dust tails. It behaved much more like an ordinary comet, making it easier for scientists to understand. But 3I, Atlas is different again. Researchers believe it may be far larger than previous interstellar visitors, possibly several kilometers wide and enormously massive. Some studies suggest it could have originated from one of the oldest regions of the Milky Way, meaning it may have traveled through interstellar space for billions of years before reaching us. Even stranger are the chemical signatures scientists are detecting. Early observations hinted at unusually strong nickel signatures without the levels of iron typically found alongside them. That combination is uncommon in natural objects and has sparked debate among researchers. Its trajectory has also raised eyebrows. Instead of approaching from a completely random direction, 3I ATLAS travels surprisingly close to the plane of our solar system. Some astronomers argue that statistically, such a path is uncommon for an interstellar object. Does that mean it's alien technology? Most scientists would say there is currently no evidence proving that. Extraordinary claims require extremely strong proof. However, others argue that unusual observations should not be ignored simply because they sound unbelievable. Right now, telescopes across Earth and beyond are focused on 3I Atlas. Observatories, Mars orbiters, and the James Webb Space Telescope are all collecting data before the object disappears forever into deep space. As it approaches the Sun, heat will cause more material to escape from its surface, allowing scientists to study its composition in greater detail. Whatever secrets it holds, this may be humanity's only chance to uncover. The glowing streak above Mars may have been created by physics and camera exposure. But the object itself remains very real, very ancient, and deeply mysterious. Maybe it's nothing more than a rare interstellar comet drifting through the galaxy by chance. Or maybe it represents something humanity has never encountered before. A messenger from another star system. And perhaps, just perhaps, the beginning of a discovery that could change how we see our place in the universe forever. So what do you think? Is 3I ATLAS simply a natural cosmic wanderer, or could it be evidence of something far more advanced moving silently through the stars? The deeper scientists looked into 3I Atlas, the stranger the story became. What first appeared to be a distant interstellar comet was slowly transforming into one of the most debated objects in modern astronomy. Around the world, observatories began tracking it day and night, gathering every possible detail before the object vanished forever into deep space. And then, another unexpected detail emerged. Unlike ordinary comets, which usually brighten gradually as sunlight heats their icy surfaces, 3I ATLAS showed bursts of unusual activity. At times, it appeared dimmer than expected. Then suddenly brighter again. The fluctuations were subtle, but enough to catch astronomers' attention. Some researchers believed the irregular brightness could simply be caused by rotation. If the object had an uneven shape, different surfaces would reflect different amounts of light as it spun through space. But others pointed out something more intriguing. The changes didn't always match the patterns normally seen in comets or asteroids. It was as if the object refused to fit neatly into any known category. Meanwhile, computer simulations attempting to trace its origin produced astonishing results. Instead of coming from a nearby stellar neighborhood, some models suggested 3I ATLAS may have spent billions of years drifting through the outer regions of the Milky Way itself. Long before Earth even formed oceans, this object could already have been traveling silently between stars. Think about that for a moment. Civilizations could have risen and disappeared on distant worlds while this object continued its endless journey through darkness. Entire species may have evolved, flourished, and vanished during the time it took 3I ATLAS to reach our solar system. That realization alone is enough to make the object extraordinary. But the biggest controversy was still building. A growing number of scientists began revisiting the same question once asked about 1I, Oumuamua. What if some interstellar objects are not entirely natural? The idea sounds extreme, but history shows that science advances by investigating anomalies, not ignoring them. Researchers pointed out that if an advanced civilization ever wanted to explore the galaxy without sending living beings across impossible distances, autonomous probes would make far more sense. Machines could survive millions or even billions of years drifting between stars. And if such probes existed, how would we recognize one? That question suddenly stopped sounding like pure science fiction. Some theorists proposed that 3I, ATLAS might not be a spacecraft itself, but perhaps a fragment of something engineered long ago. Others imagined it could simply be an unusually metallic object formed under conditions unlike anything in our solar system. Most astronomers remain skeptical, and for good reason. So far, no direct evidence proves artificial origin. No radio signals. No visible structures. No detectable technology. Only unusual characteristics that continue to resist easy explanation. Still, the mystery has captured global attention because humanity has reached a strange moment in history. For the first time ever, our telescopes are advanced enough to detect visitors from other star systems on a regular basis. And every new detection raises a possibility humanity once considered impossible. We may not be alone in the galaxy. As October 2025 approached, tension within the astronomical community grew. 3I, ATLAS was nearing its closest approach to the Sun, the moment when solar heating would expose more of its hidden chemistry. Massive observatories across Earth prepared for continuous observation campaigns. The NASA and the European Space Agency coordinated tracking efforts while scientists waited for fresh spectroscopic data. Then came another surprise. Preliminary observations hinted that the gases escaping from the object's surface did not perfectly match the composition expected from typical long-period comets. The data was incomplete and still debated, but it added even more uncertainty to an already baffling mystery. Every answer seemed to create new questions. And perhaps that is what makes 3I, ATLAS so important. Not because it proves alien life exists, but because it forces humanity to confront how little we truly know about what drifts through interstellar space.